This is the finals of the National Top Chef competition. The chefs competing against each other are Kit from Guangdong and Vincent from Hong Kong. The first round of the competition is cooking rice, which seems ordinary but actually hides mysteries. Kit washes the rice in bamboo tubes and shakes it like a bartender. Then, he wraps the rice in lotus leaves and covers it with mud, roasting it over a fire. When he cuts it open, a fragrance of lotus leaves fills the air and the rice is chewy. The judges praise it endlessly. Vincent, on the other hand, places a cup of ginseng soup under the rice in the steamer. This not only nourishes the rice but also imparts a scent of ginseng to the steamed rice. In the first round, Vincent wins with his high-quality ingredients and simple cooking techniques. In the second round, they compete in knife skills. Vincent's specialty is ice carving. He first carves an octagonal rhombus on the ice surface, then uses a shovel knife to carve the ice block. Soon, he carves out a crystal Great Wall. As the judges approach to inspect, suddenly the flashlights go off, startling everyone. It turns out that the octagonal rhombus was used for focusing the light, refracting all the indoor lights outward. Kit, on the other hand, performs the long-lost art of tofu carving, where the entire process must be done by feel underwater. He quickly completes a statue of a deity. But that's not all. Kit's final masterpiece is a vivid depiction of the 8 immortals crossing the sea, leaving the judges marveling in amazement. However, just then, Kit receives a call from the hospital informing him that his wife has gone into premature labor. Kit looks distressed, yet he seems to value the competition even more. Despite hearing that he won the second round, he can't seem to find joy. In the third round, they showcase their signature dishes. Vincent prepares a vibrant and aromatic dish using humphead wrasse, but Kit hesitates and ultimately chooses to forfeit. When he arrives at the hospital, however, he finds that his wife has already leaving behind a farewell letter filled with disappointment. Kit, heartbroken, decides to quit the culinary world. 5 years later, at a hotel chef recruitment exam, a peculiar individual named Leslie shows up. His cooking skills are atrocious, he can't even fry ribs properly. Suddenly, he pours some powder into the pan, causing a loud bang and filling the room with smoke. Leslie then crouches down and presents the pre-prepared dishes as his own creation. Surprisingly, he manages to pass the exam and gets hired. As he celebrates with excitement, all the previously prepared dishes fall out from his clothes. He was originally a small-time crook but had a dream of becoming a chef. Vincent from next door notices Leslie and introduces him to a restaurant. The restaurant owner suspects Vincent's intentions and decides to make things difficult for Leslie. He orders Leslie to start by doing chores. Leslie is tasked with preparing ingredients for 50 portions of kung pao chicken, which takes him a long time to complete. However, the owner insists that Leslie needs to return all the ingredients to their original state. In a careless moment, Leslie spills all the ingredients on the floor. And this is just the beginning. Leslie makes mistakes every day, causing chaos in the restaurant. He also gets particularly close to the rebellious daughter of the owner. Unable to tolerate it anymore, the owner decides to let Leslie go. Later, a very arrogant bald man named King arrives at the restaurant. He demands a plate of rice noodles and a plate of beef. He is going to cook beef chow rice noodles, which is the most common dish in the restaurant. But the owner knows trouble when he sees it. Making beef chow rice noodles perfectly is not easy, every detail matters. King fries the beef on a sieve over high heat, preserving its original flavor while adding a hint of the grill's aroma. Then, he stir-fries the rice noodles with chopsticks. Finally, he pours in some wine and ignites it. A dish of beef chow rice noodles is complete. The waiter takes a bite and finds it so delicious that he can hardly hold his chopsticks steady. Not to be outdone, the owner decides to make sweet and sour pork, as beef chow rice noodles and sweet and sour pork are known as the chef's two nemeses. The owner fries the ribs in oil before coating them with starch. Then, he rolls them in vinegar and syrup separately before putting them in the fridge to solidify the syrup. A crystal-clear sweet and sour pork dish is created. Just a light squeeze and juice flows out, but King dismisses the dish without even tasting it. It turns out that King is the owner of a top-notch food conglomerate. His return to Hong Kong this time is to acquire all the old established restaurants and control the food market in Hong Kong. Before leaving, he arranges another showdown with the owner. This time they are not competing with ordinary dishes but with the legendary Manchu Han Imperial Feast. If the owner wins, he will receive 50 million in cash, but if he loses, his restaurant will be sold to King. This condition is tempting but the risk is also great. Encouraged by his staff, the owner accepts the challenge. However, after signing the agreement, he realizes why his staffs are so eager. King has already bribed them, and they have all submitted their resignation letters. The owner suffers a heart attack due to anger and is rushed to the hospital for treatment. In the end, only Leslie and his daughter remain by his side. And these two struggle even to make a simple egg fried rice. A critical moment. Vincent appears again. Although he doesn't know how to make the legendary Manchu Han Imperial Feast, he knows that Kit, who has been missing for years, can. Leslie finds Kit at a convenience store. Kit hasn't worked as a chef for many years and spends his days in a drunken haze, even bringing a case of alcohol with him when going out for supper. Due to his long-term drinking, Kit has lost his sense of taste. He even enjoys this dish of fried rice, which is seasoned with vinegar and soy sauce. To stimulate him, Leslie brings Kit's ex-wife. Seeing his ex-wife, Kit regains his fighting spirit. He arrives in Hong Kong to find that the entire food industry is queuing up to welcome his return. The dish he failed to complete 5 years ago due to forfeiture becomes his comeback debut. With his mesmerizing knife skills, everyone feels that he is back. The famous dish, yellow croaker in soup, from the Manchu Han Imperial Feast impresses everyone. However, upon tasting it, they find it bitter, salty, and fishy, completely off in flavor. It turns out that Kit, due to excessive grief and excessive drinking in the past, although his skills are intact, his physical condition and senses have deteriorated. To prepare him for the competition, he needs to undergo a grueling training regimen. First, they need to restore his sense of taste. They pour ice cubes into his mouth and then block it with a hairdryer, ice and fire torture. Then, they stimulate his taste buds with 82 extreme flavors. Next is his sense of smell. They insert a tube into his nose and wash his nasal cavity. Then, they make him breathe pure oxygen to keep his airways clear. Next is his vision. Kit is locked in a large cage, and in the smoky environment, he must find the hidden key to escape, training his observation skills. Finally, they enhance his hearing with acupuncture. After rigorous training, Kit is reborn. He will replace the owner in the ultimate showdown. This is an unprecedented legendary Manchu Han Imperial Feast competition, with 3 consecutive nights of culinary battles. Each contestant prepares 3 main courses. For the first course, Bear's Paw, King, dressed in a dragon robe, uses polar bear paws. He removes the fur and simmers them for 6 hours with old ginger, spring onions, and white wine. Then, he removes the bones, pierces holes in the paws, pours Chinese sturgeon soup and sturgeon roe sauce over them, inflates the paws with liquid nitrogen, and steams them in a pot. The pressure difference inside and outside the paws allows the soup to be absorbed completely, and finally, they are flash frozen at -10 degrees Celsius. The dish, Walking Through Snow to Find Bears, is sweet, delicious, and rich in layers, truly achieving a balance between fish and bear paws. All 3 judges give it full mark. It's Kit's turn. He uses black bear paws, and the method is very simple. Steaming. He steams the bear paws with natural honeycomb, then places the steamed bear paws into bird's nest, and finally ignites them with alcohol. Compared to his opponent, where one dish represents ice and the other represents fire, they form a perfect contrast. After tasting, the judges surprisingly give Kit's dish the same full marks. Just as it seems the first round is about to end in a tie, one of the judges stands up and says, although both bear paw dishes are impeccable, in a Manchu Han Imperial Feast, bear paw is the 6th dish, and the 5th dish is fish. However, King's bear paw dish once again uses fish, which is a repetition. So Kit wins the first round. The theme of the second round dish is Panapia Jean Rosa. At the beginning of the competition, King seems to have the upper hand, while unexpected incidents keep happening on Kit's side. First, the stove almost goes out, then the towel catches fire when he picks up the iron pot, and just as about to put the sliced Panapia Jean Rosa into the pot, the tongs break, and the Panapia Jean Rosa scatters all over the floor. It's obvious that King is playing dirty tricks, and his dish wins effortlessly without a fight. Now the score is tied at 1-1, and the decisive third round is a showdown with monkey brains. However, at this moment, everyone hesitates. They can't bear to lay a hand on the adorable monkeys in the cage. When the competition finally begins, they still don't appear. According to the rules, if King finishes his dish before Kit arrives, it counts as Kit forfeiting. The key to cooking monkey brains is freshness. King fries the basking shark's dorsal fin in oil, then to blend the flavors of shark fin and monkey brains, he sprinkles in shark teeth powder, and after stir-frying the monkey brains over high heat, he soaks them in shark fin soup. A dish of Monkey King Taming the Tiger Shark is complete. With only 5 minutes left, just when King thinks he has won, Vincent finally arrives. Vincent says true gourmet food only needs the simplest cooking. He pours hot oil over the monkey brain, which is still alive after he opens the skull. After tasting, All 3 judges unanimously agree that this dish is the most delicious one in the 3-day competition. But just as the referee is about to announce the result, the police barge in because they received a report that someone was cooking protected animals. Once again, it's King's mischief. He immediately claims that what he cooked was actually sheep brain. But Kit and his team have anticipated King's conspiracy, so they were prepared long ago. They open the curtain to reveal that the monkeys are fake and even the monkey brains is artificial. Kit first carves the shape of the monkey brain out of tofu, then cooks it with chicken, duck, cow, mountain chicken, and pigeon brains, allowing the tofu to absorb 5 unique flavors. Finally, he removes the tofu taste with coconut meat. Even the skull is made of coconut shell. Afterwards, after discussions among the judges, they unanimously agreed that Kit's ability to make tofu look so convincing not only showcases his extraordinary skill but also demonstrates superior ethics compared to his opponent. Therefore, Kit wins the ultimate victory of the competition.